Greetings and salutations everyone. Welcome to, I guess, a new video. As you guys know, I beat Bayonetta 3 a while ago, but I decided to start playing through the first two again, just to see what I thought about all of them. I figured, why not make a tier list? Just based on my opinion. Where's my browser? Oh, need to fix that. Browser wasn't in full screen for some reason. But what I did was I went on Tier Maker, made my own custom tiers. I'll leave a link to this in the description, but I'm going to rank the Bayonetta games based on the different aspects of them, such as story, gameplay, character designs, and all that. And there's going to be 5 sets of images for each of these, because I'm going to rank them from left to right based on the best. So I'm not saying any of these are the worst. I'm just saying that I'm just ranking the different aspects of Bayonetta games to sort of come to a conclusion that I want to come to, which Bayonetta game is my favourite. I think I know the answer, but I'd rather see what I think the overall best version of the Bayonetta games are. So we're going to start with we'll go from bonus items like extra costumes or weapons. First we'll make our way up to story, because I think that's the best way to do it. So in terms of bonus items, such as costumes or weapons, I know which one has the least amount of bonus items, the probably most unsatisfactory ones, and that's Bayonetta 3. You get like 7 costumes, 2 of them are callbacks to the previous Bayonetta games, and the rest are just the other versions of Bayonetta that die. Viola's costumes suck, but everything about Viola is terrible. But Viola just changes her shirt. Great. As for bonus weapons, you have Alaroon, Kraken, and Radahn. You get Alaroon as a bonus. You get Kraken after being in the game, which is undermined by the fact that Bayonetta dies at the end of Bayonetta 3, so she has no real reason to use the weapon. If anything, the weapon should have been Viola's after the fight. And Radahn, you have to get the platinum ticket, either be Radahn in the fight or have your ass handed to you and farm the same amount of currency again in order to get Radahn as a weapon. By the time you unlock the fight with Radahn, you should be able to beat him. If you can't, then I don't know how you made it through a Bayonetta game. And if you died him that much, don't farm another max currency item. It's terrible, okay? It's just not fun to do that. I haven't even unlocked Radahn's weapons. I don't know what it's like. And of course, you have the Demon Slayer as well, but that doesn't really do anything. It's more so a quantity, not quality thing. Like, you only get about 3 bonus weapons in the game. Well, 4 technically, because you get, what's it called? Can't remember the name of it, but you do get another weapon. The Fire and Ice one. For Bayo 1 and 2, in terms of bonus items, I think you get every weapon in the story, like from the story in Bayo 1. I think it is like the handguns, but you get that in all the Bayonetta games, so I'm going to rank Bayonetta 1 above Bayo 3 because it's a similar issue. Not by much, but you do have more costumes in Bayo 1 if I remember correctly, and Bayo 2 has the best bonuses in the game. You don't unlock anything from Radahn, but you have so many outfits. Like, jeez, you have way too much. You have 3 sets of different kimonos, a Peach and Daisy outfit, which actually changed your Wicked Weave to Bowser, which was really awesome. You have 2 variations of the cop costume, which is just fantastic. You have the Samus costume, which you get a charge shot and a morph ball ability, which changes combat tenfold. Like it's insane. You can drop bombs all around the arena. You can do the charge shot. You have the Fox and Falco outfit, which make your guns more powerful. Like they fire lasers, which is pretty cool. Even the outfits are questionable. And you've also got the Link one, which you can it actually acts as one of the artifacts in the game, where you can aim in a specific direction. You block an enemy attack. I don't think it uses Witch Time when you do that, but it's great if you're someone that gets hit a lot. Personally, my favourite outfit in the game is just either the default or the cop outfit. I just like them. They don't change your stats, but they're just nice outfits. And of course, you have all sorts of different weapons in Bayonetta 2. I think all of them are unlocked through the story, except for maybe one. I don't remember though. If it's just the one, I don't think so. But Bayonetta 2 has the best outfits and cosmetics and weapons in the game, so I'm gonna sort of rank that like that as well. In terms of graphics, I'm someone that doesn't really think about graphics that much of a game or performance, but I have noticed a dip with Bayonetta 3. But honestly, they all have their different charms. Bayonetta 1 is actually pretty cool and gruesome. Bayonetta 2 is bright and vibrant, you can see what's happening most of the time. Bayonetta 3, while it has advanced in graphics, it doesn't help with the fact that most of the enemies look the exact same. Especially with the environment, so I'm going to rank Bayonetta 3 last in terms of graphics. I know it's the newest game, so it by far has the most advanced graphics, but it doesn't really mean it's the best in my mind. And it's down to whether you like bright colours or darker colours. I like them both. But I'm going to give Bayonetta 2 the honorary reward, again, of graphics. Because I just like the bright, vibrant colours more. I like how things look. Especially the water in the game is gorgeous. It's just great looking. I know what people are going to say, oh my god, he's a Bayonetta 2 fanboy. And I am. I'm pretty sure by the end of this, I'm going to say Bayonetta 2's the best. But we'll just go with this and then go to gameplay next. It's a bit strange. You see, in Bayonetta 3, you can equip weapons to your feet. In Bayonetta 1 2, you can equip weapons to your feet and it allows you to do different stuff. But Bayonetta 3 allows you to do a double May Cry effect where you can chain weapons together infinitely to have your combo go up. So it depends. I love the Devil May Cry games, so from my standpoint, Bayonetta 3 would be the best. But you guys have seen me play Bayonetta 3 and I use Lover's Blue most of the time. So I could just say Bayonetta 2 because I use Lover's Blue and Alrune, both weapons from previous Bayonetta games. I rarely use any Bayonetta 3 weapons, to be completely honest. I don't like most of them. I like Call My World the best. But of course, Bayonetta's default weapons are going to be the best. But I think the best way to rank the gameplay is, I'm going to put 1 on last. 1 doesn't have bad gameplay. It was the first in the franchise, so it has some issues. But it does have a lock-on feature. Which Bayonetta needs a lock-on feature most of the time, so I'm actually going to rank Bayonetta 2 second. It improved on what 1 did, but it doesn't have a lock-on, and there have been times where I've been playing 2 and I press an attack to go for a punch and kick combo, but I end up doing a torture attack, because in Bayonetta 1, you do a torture attack pressing both buttons at the same time. In Bayonetta 2, you just press it in as bliss stack, and if you shove it in, boom, you end up doing a torture attack. Unwin Climax is great, but, you know, it's just sort of what it is. I'm going to give 3 the win-on gameplay. It has a lock-on feature. You can chain weapons infinitely. Demon Slave was a cool mechanic. Only reason Bayonetta 3 suffered really is just because, well, it didn't suffer really for much of it in the story, to be completely honest. Plus, it's passing. Actually, wait, that bumps it down. The best way you have to use Demon Slave and not allowed to move, or when you have to play as a demon. But I don't want to give Bayonetta 2 another gold medal. Grando pretty much does get a gold medal on all these. 3 improved on what 2 did, I just wish you could equip weapons on your feet. That's the only main issue that I'm coming across. For character designs, it depends. Do you like the old school Bayonetta, the short-haired Bayonetta, the curly-haired Bayonetta? And of course you have Rodin, Enzo, Luca, then you have some specific characters as well, like you have Balder, you have Rosa, Loki, Viola. I'm going to... This is a really tough one. I'm going to... Oh, jeez. It's very tough about character design because if you consider the costumes as well, I know BF3 is probably in last. Viole's design sucks. I don't like Lucas' design. I don't even remember Jean's design, but oh yeah, Jean's design was sort of Super Spy, which is alright, but not really that good. Enzo is sort of like a granddad in the game. Oh, not Enzo. Rodon is basically a granddad in the game. I like Bayonetta's designs from the other costumes and that, but BO3 is just in last. I'm going to give Bayonetta 1 second and Bayonetta 2 first. I just like Bayonetta 2's designs better, especially the extra costumes you have. Like, you could say, oh, but you can play the original Bayonetta 1 in Bayonetta 2, and that just bumps it up. And you could say Bayonetta 3 gets that same argument, so I'm not going to consider the legacy costumes part of the character designs or bonuses, because it's just no point. Because if that was the case, Bayonetta 3 was just to win. Yeah, this seems right to me. Yes, I know what you guys are thinking. He loves Boo. He loves Boo too. It's true. Boo 2 just does a lot of what Bayonetta 1 does, but better. Now, in terms of story, this is a no-brainer. 3's in last. The multiverse story was a pile of shit and should just be retconned entirely. And before you say, well, Bayonetta Origins is gonna put some things on that, Bayonetta Origins should have released before 3. Sure, now we're gonna know why Luke is a fairy. We're gonna know why Viola exists, but it doesn't work. The multiverse stories are something that is either gonna work or isn't gonna work. And so far from what I've seen, it doesn't work. So I think Bayonetta 3 just should be retconned, or they should do a Bayonetta 2 and put in DLC in Bayonetta 3 where Viola goes to hell and saves Teresa. Because she did that in 2 to save Jean. And before you say, well, Jean's fame was intact, Bayonetta's broken, you could just make another unborn stone. To be honest, Rodon can probably make one. Now, in terms of story, 2's in second and Bayonetta 1's gain first. 2 does improve on the story of the original, but unfortunately after like chapter 3 or 4 it becomes Bayonetta 1's story, just with a different character. Bayonetta 2 should have focused primarily on Teresa having to find a way to go to Purgatorio and save Jean and escape. But after chapter 3 it becomes get up to the mountain, go down to hell, and save Jean, then suddenly you're at the end. It's a good story that puts a bit more lore on the Eyes of the World, but the Eyes of the World was handled a bit strange. In the first game, they're these magical rocks. In the second one, they're an actual part of a character. So, it changes some things, and unfortunately Bayonetta 2 story suffers a bit because of Bayonetta 3. Bayonetta 2 at least acted as a sequel, Bayonetta 3 doesn't act as a sequel at all. Bayonetta 3 wants to be a sequel, but also wants to be a multiverse story. It just does not work. It's just weird in general. I don't know why the whole multiverse thing had to exist just to undo 1 and 2. And now Bayonetta 1 and 2 are different universes. So, there's a universe where the original Bayonetta saves the Bayonetta from Bayonetta 3. That Bayonetta 3 lives up for 500 years, while 2 also does as well. And then it becomes a whole sloth. 3's story was just bad. Probably the worst story of 2022 if I'm being honest. And I played Sonic Frontiers. So, yeah. But that's sort of how I rank the games. Obviously, if I was doing like a ranking system on the games, it's clear that 2 would win. Like, maybe to add points to it, like, say 3 for first, 2 for second, 1 for last. Bayonetta 3 has 7 points. Bayonetta 2 has 8. Oh, not Bayonetta 2. Bayonetta 1 has 8. No, not 8. 10. And then Bayonetta 2 would have 13. So obviously Bayonetta 2 is definitely my favourite Bayonetta game by far. Am I going to rank Bayonetta Origins? No. Am I going to live stream Bayonetta Origins? Probably not. Am I going to play it? Probably not. Unfortunately, Bayonetta 3 just took away a lot from the Bayonetta franchise while adding nothing new other than Demon Slaves. And when the next Bayonetta game gets announced, like mainline one, if its cover has Viola on it, I'm not buying it. Sorry, but Viola is a bad character that honestly should have gotten the Nero treatment. Bayo 3 should have been like the Devil May Cry 4, but no one dies at the end. You could have gravely injured Bayonetta, or make her say she couldn't use witch time or summon demons anymore, sure. But killing her was not the right thing to do. It was terrible. But yeah, that's about enough out of me, I guess. But this is just a thing I wanted to do because I was in a real hack and slash mood lately. And don't worry, I'm working on the next Let's Play. But I'll see you guys all in the next video. Ta-ta!